Welcome to Cadeau and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch Burger Edition. This week, Matthew and I went out to Monkland in NDG to go to Prohibition.
Yes, we did.
Matthew, I've never been to Prohibition. You've been to Prohibition. Tell me about the time you went to Prohibition.
I went to Prohibition thinking that we could get a burger together.
And I was grossly misinformed about the availabilities of burgers at brunch hour on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I did not regret not showing up.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe you just didn't want to wake up that early. And it started off
both those things.
It started off maybe around 11 o'clock, and I was skeptical too. Mm-hmm. But because of the extended wait time at Prohibition, it quickly became 1 o'clock, and not that quickly. 2 hours.
So 2 hours waiting in line for a burger?
Yeah.
Why, I never.
Well, foie gras, that took a while.
It wasn't 2 hours.
No.
It was maybe 45 minutes.
At this point in your career, 2 hours is not something you would do anymore?
Matthew, I've talked before on this show how much I dislike waiting in lines. Mm. And for a brunch or for a burger, nah, it's not going to happen. I'll just go somewhere else. I'm not that desperate to eat at any one restaurant.
Not yet. Wait until you've exhausted your resources, and then that last place is like,
when we're down to the last burger in Montreal, I'll just be like, I guess we got to wait. Yeah. That's it. We got no more. This is the last episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
But until then, Matthew, not an issue. We went out to Monkland, Villa Maria Metro, and we went to Prohibition. Pretty lax in there.
Yeah.
It wasn't super busy, I guess, because not a Sunday brunch.
Exactly.
Now, before we get into things, I feel like we should let the listeners know about our special holiday schedule.
Oh, let's do that.
So next Wednesday, between the holidays, between Christmas and New Year's, we will not be having a regular episode of the podcast. We're skipping a week. It's the holiday seasons. We're taking a little Christmas break. But between now and then, before Christmas, we're going to be unveiling to you a special Christmas episode that Matthew and I have been working on.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I'll leave a little bit of surprise.
I haven't worked on anything yet.
Well, yeah, you did.
I'm trying to be coy.
Coy, yeah. So we've got a Christmas special, totally original Christmas special.
Never been done before.
That's right. Filled with jokes and
merriment,
yeah, filled with good times and holiday cheer. That if you've been a frequent listener to the show, you're really going to appreciate. If you've never listened to it before, I don't know why you would start with the Christmas special, but I think you'll enjoy it all the same.
Yeah, and I start with Christmas specials very often.
Of course you do, Matthew. We're over at your place right now in your podcast studio. And when I came in here, I looked around. Not the podcast studio so much as your entire apartment is so festive, Matthew. You've got holiday-themed tablecloths. Every little statue and knickknack around the apartment has a Santa hat on. You've got a full tree up, stockings, bells and wreaths, candy canes up the wazoo. You got all kinds of holiday things. I come into the podcast studio. You've even got a poinsettia in here. It's lovely, Matthew. It's very festive.
Thank you. Yeah, it had to be done.
Well, I mean, it didn't have to be. My place has one set of outdoor lights indoors and a tiny Christmas tree.
That is a fire hazard.
And I've got I only plug them in when I am at home.
So you can die with your apartment.
So I could see it happen. And I've got a stocking hanging on my not my front door, but my indoor front door.
Okay, so your neighbor can leave you.
It's really just for me or
any
visitors or my neighbor to just kind of appreciate and get a little more into the Christmas spirit.
All right. Well, if your door is unlocked again this time, I'll sneak up there and leave you a rotten tangerine or something.
Oh.
Well, no.
I probably won't notice it for a month.
That's why it's going to be rotten.
That's true.
It's going to
Okay.
start off super fresh. Mad fresh. I had to put the poinsettia over here because it was in
dying.
desperate need of light.
Does it need that much light?
Apparently so. Look at it. It's dying.
Looks great.
Wow.
When'd you get it?
2 weeks ago.
Looks great.
Well,
It's not supposed to last forever. It's just some flowers.
yeah. I don't like it when things die.
Well, no. Have you been watering it every now and again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have.
Can't water it too much.
That's tricky.
It's a winter flower.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, speaking of holiday decorations,
Yes.
we were talking earlier about how Montreal put up its own huge Christmas tree.
Oh, yes.
I guess,
a rival.
Yeah, a rival to the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, the
Yeah.
monstrous, beautiful Christmas tree in New York City.
Now, is that a real tree?
Yes.
Now, is it the same tree every year?
No.
So it's not, because I was thinking maybe is it just a tree that's grown there, that they planted there,
And it stays there all
and
year?
it stays there all year?
No.
Okay. Because they could just keep it in an evergreen there. They're evergreen.
Think. Yeah, that's true. It would look weird in the summer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just that enormous pine tree in the middle of downtown New York.
Well, what's there? Because I've only ever seen that area in the winter where there's a skating rink and a big
Yeah,
tree.
I don't know what's there when it's not a skating rink. Is it just a big cement plot?
I assumed it was a skating rink all year round.
No. In the dead of summer,
Summer heat, yeah.
you think people are like, oh boy, it's so hot. Let's just go for a skate. It'll cool us off. We'll just lie there on the ice rink. That's what everyone would do. They just go lie there on the ice rink. And turn over every few minutes.
Yeah, Giuliani's got deep pockets.
Giuliani has not been the mayor for at least a decade.
But that's how deep his pockets were. It's still paying for itself.
Giuliani's got it. So we were talking about Montreal's Christmas tree, Matthew. And I haven't gone to visit it yet, but you said you had?
I haven't.
Okay.
I've only seen it in pictures. I think it needs visitors, though. I think plants need some love.
It needs people to go talk to it, right?
Yeah,
that's
instead
how
of
you keep
people-
a plant alive. Is that what you've been doing with your poinsettia here?
I read to
I
it.
guess it's perfect. Actually, we're not talking to it, but we're talking right beside it.
Yeah, I mean, secretly, the whole reason
And about it.
we record any of these podcasts is just to my poinsettias.
Yeah, just to keep your poinsettias alive.
Yeah.
So you were saying about the tall Christmas tree.
Yes, I was saying. What was I saying about it?
We should talk to it.
I think everybody's, and for good reason, insulting that tree. It's a horrendous looking tree, but the tree doesn't need to hear that. It needs some positive vibes. So you've seen it though in pictures, right?
I've seen it in pictures. I saw when they unveiled it. They had a news report about it. I was watching the noon o'clock newscast.
Now
on
it is
CFCF.
not. Montreal's one to watch.
That's right, CFCF 12 with
Now-
Mitsumi Takahashi.
It is in no way comparable to the New York Christmas tree.
Well, apparently it is taller.
Okay.
As soon as they unveiled it, I feel like one of the people who was interviewed on the news, I'm not sure if he was in charge of or exactly what his capacity with putting the tree there was. Part of me, when he was talking to it, made it sound like he put it on his damn truck to bring it into town. But he was like, listen, these are the type of trees we got in Quebec. They're really tall. They're not really wide. That's a Quebec tree, all right? If you want to go see some kind of big wide tree, big wide Christmas tree, go to New York. But that's a Quebec tree. We should have a little pride about our trees. And that's the kind of trees that grow around here. It's a super tall tree. He was like, he really made it sound like, if you guys aren't appreciating it, you're not looking at it right. Look how damn tall that tree is. That's a super tall tree.
If you guys don't appreciate it, I'm taking this back.
Yeah.
Taking it back
Put
on
it
my
back.
truck.
Well, fine. I'll put it back.
Put it in my home
Yeah.
where it's going to be appreciated. This was Guy LaTree, right? That was his name.
Yeah.
He was super Quebec and super into his trees.
Yeah, I guess.
But was he defending it before? Like as soon as it got up, before anybody even got a word out, he just got on his pedestal by the tree and started yelling this out?
See, the thing is, I feel like as soon as it was unveiled, people had things to say. Like, it's not like the word got out and then it slowly grew into an internet fervor. It was like people saw and were like, oh, that's the tree we're going with. He's like, hey, It's fucking tall, man. It's a fucking tall tree.
As soon as this picture makes it onto the internet, someone's comparing it side by side with the New York tree.
Of course.
And it's not going to win that battle.
No.
Now, I'll give you that it may be taller.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down there and measure it, but it may be taller. But, you know, I can go downtown and I can find a real tall person. Probably. I'm sure if I scout out people, I'll find a tall person. Doesn't mean they're going to be Michael Jordan. They're not going to be able to play basketball the way Michael Jordan could play.
Well, I mean, Michael Jordan hasn't played in over a decade. He's a team owner now. Or part owner.
You think he could play? I don't know. I guess
he could probably, he'd probably play pretty well even now. But I guess I see your point. Just because it's the tallest doesn't mean it's the best. Yeah. But I feel, in part, this is the first year that Montreal does this like huge natural Christmas tree deal. And you know what? Maybe they're leaving room for growth.
Leaving?
Oh,
room for growth?
For growth? Oh, very punny. No, I just mean like maybe next year we can have a tall tree that's prettier, less Charlie Brown Christmassy. Maybe not prettier, wider, more
full,
more picturesque, more what we expect from a Christmas tree. But at the same time, I feel like it speaks to Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal is a very diverse and accepting city. Accepting of wide trees and skinny trees, tall trees, small trees, fake trees, aluminum trees. It's a city that you come, you be you. You be whatever tree you want to be. We're going to love you all the same.
I guess so. I think there's definite room for improvement.
Well,
I hope that Guy LaTree works on this in the years to come, but I really do enjoy his.
You didn't put it on your goddamn truck. Do you realize how hard it was for Guy LaTree to get that tree onto his goddamn truck?
So this was
chopped it down. It probably took like 10 guys to put it, at least, if not big machinery, to get on a truck. He didn't just like throw it on the back of his Ford F-150 and drive down the Metropolitan.
No, I think that the way this guy was defending the tree, Guy LaTree cut this tree down himself in his own backyard and carried this thing over and set it up as a gift to all of Quebec.
And like CFCF and Global and TVA, they're all asking like, hey, so what's the deal with these trees? Like, you get a tree? Huh? I don't see your tree over here.
I had to drag it through the snow. It lost a few branches. This one tree alone housed 14 different species of birds.
There is a trail of pine needles from here to Saint-Jean. Matthew, your shirt is in tatters. Look at your sleeve. Look at your sleeve. It's falling apart. I honestly felt we went to dinner tonight, and the waitress was asking like, "Oh, so why are you wearing that festive Christmas sweater?" And I was like, "Hey, it's getting close to Christmas.
Yeah,
it's getting the season." She's like, "Oh, I'm glad you weren't going to, some sort of like cheesy Christmas sweater party." I was like, "No, man, it's the season." And Matthew is sitting across from me, this nice restaurant. I'm drinking wine. Your shirt's in goddamn tatters.
She did ask me at one point, "Why is your shirt in tatters?" I was like, "I'm just poor." No, she didn't ask.
He's taking me out to dinner as his like a Christmas gift to charity. I was like, well, I'll have an appetizer and dessert and a couple of drinks. He can have a burger.
It's true. She kept bringing me, like, you would order the appetizer and she'd bring me an extra plate and be like, just in case he wants to share. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then she brings you the key lime pie after, and she brings me an extra fork.
Yeah.
And again, looks at me and kind of winks, like, just in case he wants to share.
I didn't, you know what? In retrospect, she was being very charming and what have you. Yeah. But in retrospect, it's like, I am a glutton, and perhaps I will share with this raggedy shirt. What am I saying? This raggedy shirted man.
Yeah. First
off, trim my beard. You're all scraggly.
First off, I love this shirt. That's the reason I wear it to rags.
We're at the end of the road here, Matthew.
Not yet. You should see, I keep shirts that have holes in both of the armpits. The sleeve is less of a sleeve than just held on by threads at this point.
You need some new shirts.
I have new shirts of that exact shirt, but I just kept those shirts.
Well, throw these away.
I can't do it. I love them.
You're crazy.
They breathe so well.
Well, yeah, because they're barely held together by anything.
Well, I felt it tonight though.